This is Math 2 9.2 notes. That's Unit 9, Lesson 2. The title is Multiplying Polynomials, and we're going to go straight through to examples. We're going to simplify each product. Now, we've talked about polynomials in previous lessons, so that part is not new. Now we're going to multiply 2x, which is a monomial, times x plus 5, which is a binomial. And you should know how to do this. This is distribution. This is something you've seen before. You distribute to both of them. And when you do that, you're going to, I'm going to write this down over here, you do the same, you're going to multiply the coefficients and add the exponents. Just like we've done in our previous unit, only now we're doing it multiple times. So 2x times 1x is 2x, and you add the exponents, squared, plus 2x times 5 is 10. X stays x because there's no exponent. There's no like there's no like base here to add with it. So this would be your answer, 2x squared plus 10x. Number 2, 3w squared, parentheses, 5 plus 7w. And you distribute the 3w squared times the 5 and the 3w squared times the 7w, giving you 15w squared, because 3 times 5 is 15, w squared stays, 3 times 7 is 21, add your exponents, w to the third. Now, it didn't say write in standard form, but we're going to do it out of practice because that's what it will be asked of, that will be asked of you on the test. Standard form would be 21w to the third plus 15w squared, because the highest exponent comes first. A review from our previous lesson, this is a binomial, and it's a cubic function because the degree is 3, and there's 2 terms. Cubic binomial. This is a quadratic binomial because there's 2 terms, binomial, and the squared makes it quadratic. All right, number 3, parentheses, 2x to the third minus x plus 2, close parentheses, 4x to the 5th power. Sometimes kids don't like it when it's at the end. You're going to distribute the same way to the first term, the second term, the third term. If it bothers you, you're more than welcome to erase it and bring it to the front. Okay, 4 times 2 is 8. Add your exponent, x, and they have to be like bases, which they are, x to the 8th, minus 4 times 1 is 4, x to the, add the exponents, x to the 6th, plus 4 times 2 is 8, x to the 5th, because there's no x here, and it's already in standard form, 8, 6, 5, descending order. This is a trinomial because there's 3 terms, and the degree is 8. No special name, just 8th degree polynomial. All right, simplify each expression. Parentheses, x plus 3 times the quantity of x plus 7. Okay, we're still multiplying, but now we're multiplying 2 binomials. Notice there's no plus sign in between. Because there's no plus sign in between, we're not dropping parentheses. The parentheses are going to stay there until we multiply, simplify. All right, so this is what we call double distribution. Double distribution. How does double distribution work? Ignore the 3 and act like just the x is there, and distribute the x to both of them. Okay, so I'm going to ignore that. X times x, you add the exponents, x squared. The numbers in the front are 1, and 1 times 1 is 1. And then you do x times 7, so plus 7x. Then you go and you distribute the second term, the 3. So act like the x is not there. You're going to distribute the 3, that's 3x. Distribute the 3 to the 7, that's plus 21. And now I've done double distribution. All right, like terms, x squared is going to stay. 7x and 3x, you add those together, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 10x plus 21. Now, a common mistake kids make is they'll add it and call it 10x squared. When you're adding like terms, you don't add the exponents. The exponents stay the same. You only add the exponents when you're multiplying. And right here, it's not 7 times 3x, it's 7 plus 3x. So I just add the coefficients, x stays x. Okay, quickly, another method some of you may have seen before or may like if you haven't seen it before, called I call it the window method, box method. Okay, you put x3 because it's x and positive 3, x7 because it's x and positive 7. If that had been x minus 3, I would just make that a negative 3. And then you just multiply in each little box. X times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, x times 7 is 7x, x times 3 is 21. And some people like the visual, like keeping everything separated, and they're all positive, so x squared plus 3x plus 7x plus 21, x squared plus 10x plus 21, same answer, your choice on which method you like. We will talk about FOIL method in class, not like aluminum foil, it's a mathematical term that is used. I like calling it double distribution, but you may hear the FOIL method every now and then, and we will talk about that in class. Okay, number 5. Parentheses 2a minus 5 times the quantity of 3a plus 8. Okay, let's do our double distribution. So ignore the negative 5. You're going to do 2a times 3a, and that's going to give you 6 because you multiply the coefficients, a squared because you add the exponents. And then I'm also going to distribute the 2a to the 8. 2a times 8 is 16a. Okay, now I'm going to distribute the negative 5. Negative 5 times 3a is negative 15a. Negative 5 times positive 8 is negative 40. And then I check if there's like terms. Most of the time there will be, just depending on what you started with. 6a squared. 16a and negative 15a is positive 1a, or just plus a, minus 40. All right, and I'm going to show you this window method one more time for those of you that want to use it. And I want to show it to you with the negative. And we do 2a and a negative 5, a positive 3a and a positive 8. Okay, and then you just go through and multiply in each little box. 3a times 2a is 6a squared because you add the exponents, we're multiplying. 3a times negative 5 is negative 15a. 8 times 2a is 16a. 8 times negative 5 is negative 40. We write it all out. 6a squared minus 15a plus 16a minus 40. Combine like terms. Negative 15a and positive 16a is positive 1a, and we end up with the same answer. You do not have to show both methods. You pick the one you like and you go with it. Okay, number 6. 4k minus 5 quantity squared. I'm going to put a star by this one, a few of them, because a lot of kids mess this up. Even in higher level math classes, we'll still have kids messing this up. So please, please, please never do this. This is a big mistake kids make. We just spent a lot of time last unit talking about distributing exponents, and they'll say, oh, I'm going to distribute, and that's 16k squared minus 25, and that is a huge mistake. The reason why we don't distribute the exponents anymore is because there is it's multiple terms. There's a binomial in here. There's a first term, second term. When we did it in our previous unit, it was always a monomial. It may have been a big chunky monomial, but there was never any plus or minus signs in the parentheses. Now that there's plus or minus signs in the parentheses, you are not allowed, I repeat, not allowed to distribute the exponents. Okay, so what you do is you write it twice because that's what an exponent of 5 means. And then now you do your double distribution. 4k times 4k is 16k squared. 4k times negative 5 is negative 20k. And then negative 5 times 4k is negative 20k. And negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. For those of you that like this method better, put pause, draw your box, fill it in, and see if we end up in the same spot. Okay, like terms in the middle, 16k squared. These do not cancel each other out. That's negative 20, and negative 20 is negative 40k plus 25. All right. Number 7, 4k minus 5 and 4k plus 5. Now this looks a lot like our previous one, only difference is there's a minus and a plus. This one had a minus and a minus, and that does make a difference. We do set it up the same way, double distribution. 4k times 4k is 16k squared. 4k and positive 5 is positive 20k. Negative 5 and positive 4 is negative 20k. And negative 5 and positive 5 is negative 25. Combine our like terms in the middle. 16k squared. This time these two are opposites. Positive 20k, negative 20k, they do undo each other, leaving behind 16k squared minus 25. So all the other ones have been trinomials, and this answer is a binomial because the middle terms canceled out. Think about what has to happen in the original problem in order for the middle terms to cancel out, because there is something special going on here that allows this to happen. We'll talk about it in class. And recognize the difference between this one versus the quantity squared. This one, you write the exact same thing twice, double distribute, the middle terms don't cancel out, and you ended up with a trinomial. Okay, that is it for this lesson.